Pokemon Phantasmal Flames releasing in November is supposed to be the set that cools the market down. It's a smaller set, so everyone should be able to open what they want, get what they want out of it, and bring the market price down. But Pokemon's cut print runs. So for the first time since we've ever opened as a store, our allocation numbers have gone down. Now, booster boxes are down about 10%. ETBs are down by about 7%. Booster bundles are the same, and sleeved booster packs are the same. Check lane blisters, non-existent. 3-pack blisters, we got some of those. But overall, our allocations have gone down. Meanwhile, we have been buying more and more product from distro, selling more and more than ever, so our allocation's been going up during all this craziness. So, to my surprise, I'm a little shocked. So I call up my sales rep and I ask him, like, hey, how are our numbers looking? Are our numbers down? Have we not been doing it as good of a job as I thought? What's up? He said, nope, your numbers are up. You've been buying supplies and some other products that's been boosting your allocations, which, speaking of which, we're actually be doing a video later this week on where we have been and how you don't have to buy Pokemon product anymore to get your allocations up. So stay tuned for that. But because of that, I've been a little worried that we're not going to get as much as a store compared to others because we don't have access to Magic, Lorcana, because we're not in brick and mortar yet. Like I said, stay tuned for the next video. So I reached out and wanted to check, and he said, no, your numbers are overall up. Overall, Pokemon is just sending less to us. So it looks like Pokemon's sending an overall of less than 10% than what they did for Mega Evolutions. So Mega Evolutions, now to be fair, numbers were up quite a bit. So it was up significantly. Now, when I say that, I'm not talking about release day. On release day, you only got about 50% because Mega was split up into 2 waves. This was the first time since the Sword and Shield block have they done waves. That's usually because printing has fallen behind. When their printing falls behind, Pokemon would rather send product out and just make up the rest later versus delaying a release. That hurts them big time with Play Stores. So they released Wave 1. We're supposed to receive Wave 2 in like 2 weeks, which is about a third to half of the product. And they're doing the same thing with Phantasmal Flames. So when I say that about Phantasmal Flames is being cut, I'm not talking about Wave 1 compared to the overall waves of everything. I'm talking about overall numbers from Phantasmal, from Mega to every set before, probably up to, probably Astral Radiance. So it's about the same amount of numbers we're getting that we got for Astral Radiance. So, what was the last one? Crown Zenith, for Crown Zenith. So, numbers are down significantly. And this is a little heartbreaking because we were all hoping Phantasmal Flames being such a small set and going to be so easy to pull what you want out of it. A lot like how Obsidian Flames were, right? Obsidian Flames, I remember the wife and I was open the booster boxes of those, and she got like all 3 of the Charizards in one box, and I think it was a total of 3 or 4 booster boxes we opened, and we had pretty much a mastered set, minus a few commons and hollows we needed. So, Phantasmal was really looking at fixing that for us. But with the wave system now, where you only half the products going to come out on release day, and then overall allocations looking down, I don't think this is going to cool off the market. Now, this could also be, this is something that popped in my head. I've always been a big proponent that Pokemon ends up underprinting when things aren't selling well. And then, that takes about a year for them to see the results and for them to, get things printed and have the effect. And then things skyrocket, and then they have to play catch up for that year. And then by the time it happens, it drops, and it constantly goes in these waves because of that. There's no baseline that they can catch up with because it takes so long to get printing going. But I've always believed that they're trying to always balance out the market. And I think they've always done a good job. Pokemon's probably the best TCG at making sure they don't crash the product, but also not overinflate the product. So With Phantasmal, this is actually having me have a little second thoughts on that. So, two things can be happening here. One, it could be just overall printing that's the issue, that they just can't get out enough out the door. The holiday seasons are coming, so they're trying to print a bunch of products to get out for Christmas. So that could be playing a big factor on it. Or it could just be overall, they're trying to get more to big box stores and less to LGSs. Now, that doesn't quite explain booster boxes because most big box stores don't carry booster boxes. So if that was the case, you wouldn't see the booster box cut. But same time, I'm going to destroy my argument there. And they don't like print booster boxes off an assembly line. They print packs. The packs go on a pallet. And then those get put into booster boxes. So essentially just don't put those packs in booster boxes, put them in other products. So yeah, kill my own argument there. So that could be one thing that's going on, is one, printing's just struggling. And then the second thing could just be they're trying to give less to LGSs and try and get more in big box stores with MSRP. But this really had me disappointed because I was hoping this was going to bring down the market set. And with the waves now, as well as the cut and printing run, I think it's going to be a rough holiday season. My prediction for the last year, go back and watch all my videos for the year, was the holiday season is when we'll see printing catch up. This has me not thinking so because the price will usually stay what it will be at Wave 1. Wave 2 almost has very little impact on it because everyone's already freaked out about Wave 1. So they'll order Wave 2, and then they'll order it ahead of time, and then that Wave 2 product will almost never even hit the shelves to really affect the market because everyone will pre-order. So we shall see, but I'm not very hopeful for Phantasmal bringing down the market this holiday season. So let's see what happens at the beginning of the year, but that's also one of the worst times for market drop pricing because once Phantasmal Flames comes out, there won't be another set for a while, probably late February, mid-February. So there's going to be this big gap. We saw it last year. This is literally what happened with the market boom. Surging Sparks came out, and then there was nothing until Prismatic. And that's going to happen here. Phantasmal Flames going to come out. There's going to be nothing for a while, and my guess probably a specialty set would be next. And is not really enough product to like cool down the market. So we're going to go into this another period where nothing's being released and everything's going to be bought up of the old product. So I don't see the market going down on this. So hate to be the bearer of bad news. I don't like it. I need product. So now let's take a look at some of the Phantasmal Flames. So I got TCG Player pulled up here. This is what I keep looking at. We can see booster boxes are currently sitting at 333. If you would have asked me 2 days ago before Distro told me that overall products are being cut, I would have told you this price is not going to remain. This is about what Mega Evolutions is currently as well. With Charizard being in here, and with knowing print runs are going to be cut and wave allocations now, and everyone's going to get wave 2 of Megas and they're going to freak out, I have a feeling this will probably drop at some point to about $250, and it'll probably go right back up to what it is. So I'm not too hopeful of this dropping much. Elite Trainer Box is a little high. That's a little high for an Elite Trainer Box. I'm going to guess that's going to drop down to about $80 or $90, $100. But hey, I'm here giving you guys predictions, and I would have never expected print runs to get cut on Phantasmal Flames or distros to start allowing other products to be purchased for Pokemon. So I'm not a future teller. I'm a guy who gets punched in the head for a living. So, and sell Pokemon cards. You got the booster bundles sitting at $72.53. My guess again, those are going to drop down to about $48, $49 by release. So we won't throw up pre-orders for these until probably about 3 weeks out, 4 weeks out. We got allocation numbers, but with how volatile things are right now, I don't like doing pre-orders this early because let's say I sell it at $329 right now, right? Well, so Mega, we sold at $209 when it was like at $280, and it still sold out within like 20 seconds. So let's say we sold booster boxes at $350 right now because this is $329, and then we get closer to the market. We get closer to release, and then it's down to $200. Now I have to do returns. I have to that or make up products. So usually what I always offer people is like, hey, instead of canceling your order, how about we just add more packs or products to your order to make up for it? That way I don't have to do refunds. You don't lose out on a processing fee. So that's usually what we do. And I don't like to do that because it's a lot of hassles. And then more mistakes are made in the order because I have to change things. So I'm going to wait till about 3 weeks out. And then also the other side is, let's say this skyrockets to $900 by then, and now I'm out on the website because everyone bought it up to flip it. So that's a big issue. Again, another video coming up soon explaining why we're not selling at MSRP anymore, and it has a lot to do with online stores being kind of pushed out a little bit, and why we won't be an online store for long. Coming soon. Let's take a look at some of the cards in Phantasmal, because that's one of the biggest things, most important. Let's pull up. All right, here we go. So we got the Ludicolo. Love this guy. This is one of my favorite Pokemon to use in Ruby and Sapphire. Water Grass, very strong typing, but in the cards, he's never really been like a big player, but beautiful looking card. We have Nimble. It's a Pokemon card. Yeah, not much going on there. This one's a really cool looking card. I love the haziness. I always like the haziness of cards. Sword and Shield Trainer Gallery cards. That's why I love them. They had this haziness to them. The Dewgong, looking like that as well. This is probably my favorite card so far, is the Piplup. Probably one of my favorite illustrations, besides the Flygon coming up. Oh, we have a cute little puppy on the bed. Let's hope he doesn't leave any presents. A bigger puppy. Zacian really doesn't hit it for me because he's always looking the same, so not much you can do with him. Flygon, absolutely gorgeous card. I think this will be the big illustration rare, or the Piplup, but I think this will, because Flygon's that Pokemon that he has a cult following, right? He's not the most popular, but those followers are hardcore. So Flygon will probably be the best illustration. Toxtricity, looking cool. I can never remember this guy, Totodile. It always reminds me of a Naruto character's name. Wigglytuff. Oh, actually, this Wigglytuff's just a good card. It's a Gen 1, so it has that going for it, but this is just a amazing artwork. So I could see this actually being the number one instead of the Flygon. I would like the Flygon to be number one illustration, but I have a feeling Wigglytuff will be. I hate this card. Let's move on. Dude, the full art cards, love them. These are the best full art cards I've seen in a while, and I've been saying that every set. Sword and Shield full art cards, I was like, meh. I loved Sun and Moon's full art cards. I love those. I collect those a lot too. Just that solid color background. My favorite's the Ampharos. Scarlet and Violet did really well, but these, I love these. These could have been alternate arts in Sword and Shield before alt arts were a thing, and people would have gone crazy for them. So I feel like Pokemon's always raising the bar for art quality. Don't like this Charizard. The pink and the green looks weird. But it's Charizard. Everyone loves it. Oricorio, Rotom, Magius. I love the Sharpedo. I know a lot of people aren't fans of Sharpedo. One of my favorite Pokemon, Ruby and Sapphire. Empoleon, dropped the ball with this one. Lulu Bunny. And we got the item cards. In Japanese, it's real cool now. Instead of just one SR, you get an item SR and a regular SR or SSR. So, item cards looking good. Okay, so here's the big boy of the set everyone's freaking out. In the Japanese, this is selling for about $800, where normally the big card, until English comes out, will sell for like $400, $300 lately. And that's not normal. I'm talking about during this crazy time, like when Black and White came out, all the way down to like Surging Sparks. Eventually, we'll drop down to about $200, $300, but right now it's sitting at $800, so that might stay up quite a bit. A good example would be the Umbreon. The Umbreon's still around $400, so this card's going to be up for a while, but this is a beautiful card. I don't like Charizard. I love this card. The Charmander might be skewing it for me at the bottom because that's adorable, but overall this card's just gorgeous, and I can't wait to see it in person if I ever get to. We haven't been opening any product since... I don't think we've opened anything since Black and White. Just product's too low. I'm too busy. Here's Oricorio. Rotom's pretty cool, good. However, too much of a full art look to me, so I can't really tell if it's an alt art or a full art. So that's probably going to be one of the lowest alt arts. I'm not sure how I feel about this one. Again, kind of has a full art feel because you can't really see anything in the background. And the colors are nice. I'm sure with texture, this thing's going to pop. But it literally just looks like a full art card. That's why I don't like it. I like seeing a background. If they gave a little more attention to maybe some of the water, maybe put a little cruise boat, maybe had more opening on the left of the sky, it might do more for me. Lulu Bunny again. I've never liked this Pokemon. This Pokemon, I've never understood. Well, I know why people like it. People are weird. But I've never been a fan of it. I love this card. I know it kind of looks basic. It kind of looks like the Paldea Friends card, where it's just scenery in the background. But I love it, and Dawn's in it. So gold card again, man. This thing's gonna be going for 1,200. I guarantee it. The gold cards are ridiculous because they're so hard to pull. There's so very little of them, and there's gonna be so much hype behind them. Now, I'm not one of those people who are gonna say these are the same things as the previous gold cards. They are not. They're nowhere close. These gold cards are awesome. I pulled one, the Lucario in the Japanese, and the texture they have on it, it's so raised. It almost feels like a real metal card. Way different than the old gold cards. I hate the old gold cards. These are awesome. So, but that's about it that we are looking at. So, let me know your thoughts down below with this print cut for Phantasmal. Again, Mega was hard to get. Now they're for us, they're doing about 10% less, and our allocation's been growing. So that means we probably got more for Phantasmal than we would have if the same cut happened for Mega. So overall, it's down for everybody. We're with Southern, and they're one of the largest distributors. So I'm assuming if they're getting less overall, all the other distributors are getting less overall. So let me know down in the comment section below what's your thoughts on this. Did you think Phantasmal was going to bring the market down? Do you think it's not now? Or do you think this, because of how small the set is, it's not really going to matter? So hit the like, comment down below, let me know, and stay tuned for the upcoming video about how online card stores are being pushed out and what we're doing to become a brick and mortar store coming soon.